All right, across the nation, new details emerging tonight. The man suspected of shooting two Minnesota lawmakers and killing one of them has been arrested after leading police on a manhunt. Drew Evans, superintendent of the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, said at a news conference earlier today a nationwide warrant was out for the arrest. 57-year-old Vance Boelter. ABC's Faith Aubrey is in Minnesota tonight with what led up to the arrest.
An urgent manhunt underway after a man investigators say was posing as a police officer allegedly shot and killed a Minnesota lawmaker and her husband in their home. Police say the same suspect was involved in a separate attack just 90 minutes earlier, allegedly shooting and wounding another lawmaker and his wife.
Suspects posing as police officers shot two victims.
Police responding to reports of gunfire around 2 a.m. Saturday at the home of Democratic Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette just outside Minneapolis. Officers then checking on Democratic former House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband a few miles away at their Brooklyn Park home, only to find the two fatally shot.
They noticed that there was a police vehicle in the driveway with the lights, emergency lights on, and what appeared to be a police officer at the door coming out of the house. When our officers confronted him, the individual immediately fired upon the officers, who exchanged gunfire, and the suspect retreated back into the home.
Governor Tim Walz calling the deadly shooting politically motivated.
Speaker Hortman was someone who served the people of Minnesota with grace, compassion, humor, and a sense of service. She was a formidable public servant, a fixture and a giant in Minnesota.
Authorities now naming 57-year-old Vance Boelter as the suspect. Investigators say he was dressed as an officer, wearing a vest, a badge, and a taser, and was driving an SUV with police lights. The FBI releasing images they say are of him in a cowboy hat and wearing a latex mask outside one of the victims' homes. Investigators say they've recovered several firearms from Boelter's vehicle, along with no King's flyers and writings mentioning the names of the victims, some abortion providers, and other Democratic lawmakers. Sources telling ABC News law enforcement is looking into whether he may have been motivated by extreme views on abortion.
Through the 90s, he really hated abortion. But we hardly ever talked. I haven't talked really about abortion for him for years.
His longtime friend David Carlson saying the suspect had been staying with him. Carlson's home raided Saturday. This just the latest in a string of violent attacks against lawmakers.
Of course, I've seen increased security for me, as have my colleague Senator Smith and all our members, as well as, of course, legislators.
And there are hundreds of officers spread out across the area in this urgent manhunt. They have detained and questioned several people, but no one at this point is in custody. Meantime, authorities have increased security for some elected officials and others they believe may be at risk. There is a $50,000 reward on the table for information leading to that suspect's arrest. Faith Abube, ABC News, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota.